What's up, all of you beautiful nerds? We're trying this one more time. Holy crap, it's been a difficult morning or afternoon, I guess, of getting this stream going on. I am Josh. This is the Den of Nerds. This is a fan chat live. We've got to talk about all the crazy Marvel news happening in the world. And just for the record, if you're new here, if this video is popping up for you, this might not be the video for you. Basically, live chats are just where we sit down, we do Q&A here, talk about different things that are going on. It's very casual. I blabber quite a bit, probably go for about an hour. So if long-form content isn't your thing, check out the other videos. Got edited, properly produced videos that come out all the time here on the channel. That might be more your thing, but this is for the fam. This is for everybody that likes to just get in here and chat and hang on out with me as we talk about our favorite awesome nerdy things in the world. I'm here. I'm here, guys. That was a bit crazy. Sorry if you got the other notifications or whatever. A lot of crazy stuff. Windows had an update. OBS was crashing for some reason. Look, just normal, everyday ridiculousness when it comes to the content creation game. But I see all you guys in the chat. How are you guys doing? Happy Monday to everybody. I wonder if you guys did you guys catch me freaking out at all? Because I don't know like how the stream went, but like basically this is how all the streams went for me. Hi, I think I'm in here. I feel like I'm in here. What's up? Blah blah blah. And then like I'm furious. Do you know what I mean? Like furious, like freaking out, saying bad words, kind of furious. So I apologize if you caught any of that. It got me all mad. So guys, there's a lot of cool stuff to talk about. Check it out. Check it out. Yeah, if you guys could like the chat when you get in here or like the stream, that would be awesome. Thank you, Ricardo, for pointing that out. I always forget. Guys, a lot of crazy MCU news happened. I just thought there would be no better way. Like, I couldn't really just pick a topic and edit a video and do an episode of the NNR today. And so I had to basically, look, man, I got to hide you from the channel now. What are you doing? What are you doing? Just putting J's in there. Now you're gone. So the James Gunn story dropped Friday right after I was done with NNR, and I couldn't really do any videos about it. I just didn't have the time. I couldn't do anything about it. And Sunday, we did a Star Wars Sunday live chat. You know what I mean? So we were basically just talking all about Star Wars on Sunday, which was really, really cool. So I haven't got a chance to talk about the James Gunn thing, so I want to get into that a little bit. I'm very curious what all of you guys think about the James Gunn thing. Ultimately, that's what's more important. I'm just one fan, but what we can do here together is kind of figure out how we all feel as a unit, how everybody's feeling about that. I also want to talk about the Empire magazine. That's what's on the thumbnail here. Thanos, man. We get our first look at Thanos for Avengers Endgame. Or is that really Thanos, though, from Endgame? That kind of looks like Thanos from Infinity War. And it's definitely the Avengers from Infinity War if you look at the other cover there. So my gut is kind of telling me that that's probably not Thanos from Endgame. Still, I want to talk about some Thanos action. Also, one really cool thing that just came out from the Endgame trailer number 2 is the whole Ant-Man thing. Ant-Man holding the briefcase version of the Hank Pym building. Did you guys see this in the trailer? A lot of people are pointing that out, that is a thing, and I think that's pretty cool. Also, on the official Marvel website, it kind of teased that indeed these are going to be quantum suits. It pretty much confirmed that these are going to be quantum suits. On the official Marvel site, it had like a list of crazy things that had happened in the trailer, and one of them was talking about the white suits and literally referring to them being modeled after the suit that Hank Pym uses when he goes into the quantum realm to get Janet Van Dyne. And so, wow. There is a lot of stuff to talk about. And so you guys control the conversation today. We will go any and every way that you guys want to go. But let's start with James Gunn. So if you could throw into the chat, how do you guys feel about James Gunn coming back to the MCU? And as we get people to answer that, I will read it, but I also want to just say how I feel. So I ultimately believe this is awesome. I don't know if you guys watched the John Campea show Friday afternoon, but I was actually in that chat with you guys that were in there, and I threw a little super chat at John, and I just asked him about the internet. Ronan says he's happy that James Gunn is back. Grace Dawn says it's wonderful. Tracy says yay. I love that Gunn is back. It makes me want to watch Guardians 3. James Gunn, thumbs up. James Gunn back, I'm okay with it because he's needed for Guardians Galaxy 3, already scheduled. So yeah, a lot of people seem pretty happy on it. I'm sure there are people that are not happy about it. Totally cool, totally fine. Feel free to voice your opinion about that as well. So the thing that I had said to John Campea on his show on Friday, and I was almost gonna clip like what he did, or what he said when he answered my super chat, because it was kind of like off the mark, and I was gonna kind of say, this is where I'm at with it. But I asked John, do you think this is Disney learning how to figure out the internet a little bit more? And John kind of gave this like really weird answer where he was like, this isn't about the internet, it's about like human beings and all this stuff. And I'm like, whatever, bro. Like, it's about the internet. And here's why. James Gunn was targeted by people that saw him as a political enemy. And so, we talk about this culture war and the things that are going on like politically, like a little bit on this channel. I don't really like getting into it, but the reality is James Gunn was pretty much coming really hard at right-leaning people, and some right-leaning people went out and had this crazy campaign where they dug up these old jokes and they smeared him. And so this is like sort of like this literally an attempt by people, and I think the guy's like self-proclaimed alt-right, and I could be wrong about that, but he basically comes out and smears James Gunn, and Alan Horn, who's the head of Disney Films, makes this really quick kind of hair trigger decision and says, after we've discovered this, we're cutting all ties. And I thought that was ridiculous. These are 8 to 10 years old. He'd already apologized for them. And in general, I think a lot of you guys that have been with me for a while on the channel here, that I really don't like mob mentality. I really don't like outrage culture, and the idea that they were gonna just be so upset and freak out about these things that James Gunn had talked about in the past, I thought was really ridiculous. I don't think you can hold him accountable for those things for the rest of time. He's obviously changed quite a bit. And so I thought it was whack, basically. And so I was personally pretty dang happy that Disney made this decision. And what I meant when I was talking to John Campea was that what I'm saying here is this is them understanding the internet in the sense, because this had everything to do with the internet. This was an internet mob attack. The reason that Alan made this decision was because of all the people that were freaking out on the internet about it. You know what I mean? And so they made this decision because the thing about the internet is you can make things look a certain way, and Twitter is not really a good metric for real life. And so ultimately, I thought it was a good decision. So that's where I'm at with the James Gunn thing. This was an Iger political statement. That's my thought. Ooh, Maverick, very interesting thought there. Do you guys know what he's talking about when he says that? I might sneeze. Hang on. Oh, no. Oh, no. Ooh, I might sneeze. That's exactly it. Maverick says he wanted to run for president. Yeah, so Bob Iger might be literally running for president. And so this could be a political move, trying to appeal to this kind of thing. You know what I think it is? Honestly, I think it's a PR move. Oh, thank you for blessing me. Those are sweet. I think it's a PR move because at the end of the day, like, Disney had a lot of issues with people being political when it comes to their companies. So the ESPN had I don't even know if you want to call it a problem. I mean, it's definitely a problem from a business perspective, but ESPN had a lot of personalities that were sort of being political, and their viewership and a lot of their stuff sort of tanked. Is there spit all over the camera? I'm still getting over these allergies, man. This is tough. So they had this thing with ESPN where they had a lot of problems with people being political, and their stuff sort of took a hit. Bob Iger's probably pulling his hair out, and this is something I said around the time of the Brie Larson thing. So when it comes to the Brie Larson thing, and you guys that have been with me for a long time, I was like, yo, this is crazy. It's like very similar to me. It's like people online trying to hold up little examples. It's like propaganda almost. They're like, oh, this is what this means, and here's why, and they sort of put together this evidence. Do I like what Brie Larson said in that interview about A Wrinkle in Time time and stuff. It's like, no, I don't. I think that maybe she should have worded that differently for sure. But I'm not like butthurt about it. It's the same thing. Like people just try to hold these things up. That's the same thing with what happened to James Gunn. Point being, I believe that Disney's starting to figure this out. And they're starting to understand the better way to do this. And I think Bob Iger is probably frustrated as hell with everything that's been going on with the properties being dragged into the political arena because they don't need to be, like, at all. The only reason I'm even talking about it right now is because that's just the reality of the situation and what happened there. But, yeah, so that's pretty much my thoughts when it comes to James Gunn. If you guys have any questions about that, feel free to drop it in the comment section. But was Gunn signing with a DC a power move to get Guardians of the Galaxy back? It's very possible, Maverick. From what I'm hearing, that deal was signed around Christmas time, so we'd have to go back and see when the DC thing was going on. But I believe there was an interview with Dave Bautista in which he said that after Bautista or after the DC thing, that Marvel basically got back on the phone with him. So you never know. Either way, it's crazy. We thought maybe he was done forever. So after this kind of stuff happens, like, look, that's just the way things were at the time. Like, people were getting, like, fired, losing jobs, all this stuff. Like, everything's just crazy. And we thought that was what was going to happen to James. Now, Batista and the cast coming to his aid was huge, dude. Like, you can't underestimate that. And, like, Dave Bautista is, like, the absolute man. And by the way, the memes are hilarious with him being like, give me what I want, you know, when he was on the WWE. The memes are great. But it's just crazy that it feels good. Like, for me, just as an objective, like, note of society, I feel like, yeah, this is a good move. Like, it's showing the world that, like, yeah, there's a path back. There's a path of redemption that, like, you can forgive people for really heinous things. I think that's pretty good. So that's where I'm at with it. Yeah, and like the Suicide Squad 2 thing, you know, it's going to be a reboot. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. James Gunn is doing the Suicide Squad thing. I think it's going to be amazing. I'm super excited for Guardians of the Galaxy 3, but to be completely frank with you, I was not the biggest fan of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and so I'm like a little bit worried about 3. I hope that he sort of brings it back home, but that's kind of like a creative thing. I'm more talking about how cool it is that he's back or whatever. Yeah, a joke is just a joke. I agree. Definitely. I feel like Nebula will become super giant in Endgame. Thanos will change her. That's a really interesting idea, actually. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, he's still doing Suicide Squad for sure. Some people do prefer 2 to 1. Definitely. They can totally do that. Second Street Marvel, what's up, brother? Says, I admire Batista for having James Gunn's back, but he went about it the wrong way, just as Disney did. Nobody benefits from knee-jerk reactions. You know, I can get down with that, bro. I can get down with that. He could have been a little bit better about it. But I think the thing is, man, like, everybody's, like, emotional and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you got to think about it from Dave's perspective. Like, he owes his entire career to this guy. You know what I mean? Like, he would not be working the way that he is without this guy. And so, you know, did he react? Probably not the best way, for sure. They both can kind of come back together and, you know, be better about it, man. A lot of this stuff should happen behind closed doors, but, you know, it's the age of the internet. It's the age of the internet. So what do you guys think is going... Look, here's where we'll go. Let's take a hard right. Let's take a hard right. What did you guys notice, and have you seen the thing with Ant-Man holding the briefcase in the trailer? People are saying that in the trailer, when Ant-Man is looking at the posters, he literally is holding the suitcase version of the Hank Pym facility. And so that is likely to be brought into the film. Pretty crazy. By the way, Kevin Feige named Phase 1 through 3 the Infinity Saga. That is dope, actually. That is dope. I don't care where you're from. That's dope. The briefcase Eduardo is in the latest trailer. Could be his luggage. Could be literally him holding the suitcase version of that facility. It's the shrunken down Hank Pym lab. Yeah. Yep, it's the lab. Now, what's really freaking cool about this is that we just got confirmation basically from the Marvel website that these are indeed quantum realm suits. And so this is all kind of piecing together. So let's just talk about where we're at with this. So basically the concept is that while a lot of crazy stuff's going on the East Coast with like Captain Marvel showing up, Nebula and Tony are showing up, we're pretty damn sure that Tony is going to go to Pepper first. He's going to go to Pepper first, and he's going to have some like solidarity there, closure with her there. Then Ant-Man, while all that is going down, Ant-Man is coming across the country, figuring out what happened with the snap. He's got the Hank Pym stuff. The reason in the footage that was described to the shareholders, or that the shareholders saw, I guess, and was described to us, the reason that they are not there, I mean, Bruce, Tony, and Ant-Man, the reason that they are not there when they all go into space is because they are likely working on these quantum suits. And so what a lot of us had been speculating for a long, long time is Ant-Man will show up and be like, here's a bunch of Hank Pym stuff, and sort of be like, normally Hank Pym would be furious if Tony Stark had his tech, but it's the end of the world, right? And so Tony Stark using the Hank Pym technology, Bruce Banner, doing his thing, all those really smart people, and maybe Shuri too, although we don't really know, she might be snapped. They're all going to be working together with the Hank Pym tech, with Wakanda stuff, and with Stark tech. And the advanced gear suits are definitely for quantum realm travel. So that's pretty freaking sweet. So what do you guys think about that? Brie Larson has the personality of a wet mop. I don't know, Brie actually has an awesome personality. It's that character that really didn't. If they do time travel and don't make references to Back to the Future, I'll toss my popcorn. Crazy little toss your popcorn thing. I remember when I went to see, I think it was Ant-Man and the Wasp. No, it was Venom. When I went to see Venom, I spilled like all my popcorn, bro. Freaking awful. Get in there, I'm like, scurrying into my seat, and then bam! Oh man, the big thing of popcorn just hits the freaking floor and just psh, all over the place. Damn, what a bummer. What a bummer. Just for fun, Edits Vlog says Captain Marvel has to be the most powerful superhero in the MCU, or at least the second after Thor. There's probably a lot of people more powerful than both of them, but yeah, they're of the Avengers for sure. There's a rumor that Ezra is leaving DC. No Cyborg solo movie. Yeah, Ezra's probably gone. That's a really interesting situation. I know we haven't been talking much DC over here. I'm hoping to change that soon. But yeah, that whole story with Ezra Miller, it's such a tragedy because here's the thing. Grant Morrison is one of my favorite comic book writers of all time. And Grant Morrison working on a script with Ezra Miller for The Flash is incredible. But I don't think Warner Brothers is going to give a damn. If I was an executive at Warner Brothers, I wouldn't give a damn because you just had Aquaman hit $1 billion, totally changing, the vibe. It's a totally different thing. Shazam is crushing it at screenings. People love that film. It'll probably do really well. And then Wonder Woman 84 is being touted as not a sequel, and it's likely going to set up, do its thing to sort of set up the new DCEU. If I was Warner Brothers, I'd be like, Ezra, it doesn't matter. Like, bro, it's over, bro. It's over. Aaron H. coming in hot with the super chat. Thank you so much for the support, my friend. You think the Hulk will be in that quantum suit scene? It's hard to say. I hope so. I mean, we've seen the Hulk in the quantum suit in the concept art. I don't see why not. But his might be a little bit different. It might be a little more stretchy so that he can be Banner and the Hulk, perhaps. So that's possibly a thing. But yeah, I think Hulk will be there. Guys, there's a lot. Guys, look, I'm pretty damn sure that we're getting the Battle of Wakanda Part 2, and that we're going to the quantum realm. And when we go into the quantum realm, there might even be a battle in there, which would be pretty sweet. Mr. J, that's a good point, man. I can't read that whole thing because the chat's moving. But yeah, a lot of people underestimate Thanos. Thanos could kick Thor's and Captain Marvel's ass, even probably with Stormbreaker, without the gauntlet. Like, think about this. Thor, with the Thor Force or the Odin Force or whatever you want to call it, the power that he just got in Ragnarok, he gets whooped, man. At the beginning of the movie, he is absolutely whooped on, foot on the chest. Thanos tore him apart. You know what I mean? And I think Thanos would I'm very interested. I'm really interested to see Thanos. I mean, let's just shift into Thanos Town. Let's go to Thanos Town. Here we go. So this is what we're all thinking, right? How badass is Thanos going to be in here? Because we've seen some things, man, that are a little bit shaky for us. So we've seen the evidence that the gauntlet is permanently destroyed and that his arm's like weak, okay? And so are we going to see Thanos still whooping butt? Or like, are they going to show up to the planet and he's like, whatever, I don't even care. I don't even care. Because I don't think that's Thanos, man. I think Thanos is going to, once he realizes... Like, I think that if they do show up to Titan, too, at like early on in the movie, he is going to decimate them. Oh, my God, decimate. That's what he did with the snap, I guess. But he's gonna destroy them. He's going to whoop them really, really hard. That's just my opinion. And then if he notices, and that's him, like, I think it'll be just like at the Battle of Wakanda, where he's, like, kind of toying with people, like, throwing them about, like, doing this, like, smashing his hand. I think he'll just be playing with them. Do you know what I mean? But when he gets serious, that's when people are going to die. You know what I mean? So, like, they're probably going to reset the Battle of Wakanda, and then people are going to die. For real, and they're done. So, that's kind of where I think we're going with Thanos. But what do you guys think about Thanos? Eduardo says, I think one of the major fights that is going to happen is the battle on Xandar before he acquires the Power Stone. It's possible. A lot of rumors about that. People think it could have been Captain Marvel and him fighting for the Power Stone. Depends on which Thor you are talking about in the comics. There's different variations in the comics. Yeah, for sure. Thor with the Odin Force is ridiculous. And Thor, just in general, is way stronger in the comics. In the comics, Thor is way stronger. Rune King Thor was a badass, certainly. Thanos is not going to be a large part of the plot, Clarissa says. I don't agree with that. I think he will be. Do you think they'll bring Sword now that Captain Marvel made her debut and that Phase 4 will be cosmic-based? I actually would really like for them to bring in Sword. That would be really cool. Or, like, if there's S.H.I.E.L.D. in space, you know what I mean, or something like that, which essentially is what Sword is. That would be really cool. Who's the green-haired chick that Beast is, like, in love with that runs Sword? What's her name? Who am I forgetting? I'm blanking on her. But yeah, she's pretty awesome. There was an Immortus teaser in Scott Lang's scene. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Is it Cersei? India sends love. Shout out. Siddharth Panwar. Shout out to you, my friend. When have the stones ever absorbed any powers? LOL. If that were the case, he would have absorbed Scarlet Witch's power. Thanos don't know where their power comes from. That's fair. That's super fair. Dingo Games coming in hot with the $2 super chat. Who do you think will kill Thanos? It's a really good question, man. I don't even know if Thanos is going to die. Got to be honest with you. I don't even know. Abigail Brand is the green-haired one. Maybe you're right, Wayne White. I believe it is Abigail. She's Hank McCoy and her, right? Have a love thing, right? Am I wrong? Now, going back to Dingo Gaming's question, who do I think will kill Thanos? Hopefully nobody, man. I don't want him to die. I want the Infinity Watch, or I want him put in the Quantum Realm. Bo Games, what's up? Bo Does Games, what's up? So that's where I'm at with that. I don't really want him to die. If somebody does kill him, I hope it's Tony. And I hope it's like maybe after Cap dies. So like maybe if Thanos kills Captain America, and then he's like on his last bit, he'd be like, "That's my friend," and like stabs him. Who do you think has a better chance of making an appearance post Endgame? Skrulls, Warlock, Osborn, or someone else? Oh my goodness, you just dropped 3 that I would really, really like. I'd probably say the Eternals, though. It really kind of depends what they're going to do with the Eternals, but I'd like some Eternals. In fact, you know how they took the Asgardians took Loki back, right, in chains? So basically, he's in prison. They take him back. Well, I'd really like it if the Eternals took Thanos. You know what I mean? If the Eternals took Thanos and they said, like, we're going to take care of him, it's our law, our justice, he's one of us, that'd be pretty cool. So, do you think an arrow will kill me? That'd be sweet. Will the X-Men make it into Phase 4? You're darn tootin' they will, Jimmy. Absolutely, the X-Men are coming in Phase 4, man, and I'm so excited. What does Robert Downey negotiate so much of a high salary? So here's why. When Robert Downey Jr. did Iron Man, he was coming back from he just got out of rehab in prison, I believe, and his image was bad. He didn't have a good image, and I believe the first movie back that he did was Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Phenomenal movie. So the studio did not want Robert Downey Jr. And Robert Downey Jr. wanted to do it, but he wasn't like sure about it because comic book movies were like whatever, right? And the studio's like, well, we don't really want you. Robert Downey's like, nah, I don't really want you. And so the deal they struck up was not for a lot of money up front. What it was for was a lot of points. And they didn't sign him for another movie. Stupid decision on Marvel's part. So then what happens is Iron Man, the very first in... Yeah, we'll talk about Kevin Tsujihara in a second. I got some words about Kevin Tsujihara. We'll talk about that in a second. But so basically, Robert Downey, after that first film, first of all, got a lot of money because of the back-end points, because that movie made a lot of money. Then they had to re-sign the contract. Well, what do you think's going to happen? Robert Downey Jr. is like, hey, back up the money truck. Now, after that, what happened was they did way different contracts. So the contracts that they did after that were incredibly different. Incredibly different, to the point where these other people were paid way less than Robert. Now, Downey recently tried to get their salaries up, and he actually he lobbied to try to get their salaries up, and I believe he was successful in it, but not like to the degree that he probably wanted. But that's basically why RDJ gets so much more money than everybody. So I hope that answers your question. Kevin Tsujihara is a son of a gun. Kevin Tsujihara should have been fired like after Justice League. Everything I've heard about Kevin Tsujihara is like just a freaking suit, man. A freaking suit that does nothing but put shackles on creativity, doesn't give a crap about the source material. Kevin Tsujihara, man, whatever, bro. Just get out of my face, Kevin Tsujihara. That's what I'd have to say. Get out of my face, Kevin Tsujihara. Yeah, Neil, he wanted that bonus for freaking Justice League at the cost of... I mean, like, I'm so pissed off at what he did to both Zack Snyder, because there's rumors that he pushed him out, even though the daughter tragedy thing, and it's like weird or whatever, but there are rumors that they pushed out Zack Snyder anyways, that they were sort of leaning on him. What he did to Joss Whedon, hiring him in and putting all these restrictions on Joss, absolutely ridiculous. What he did to those two directors, what he did to all those actors, I mean, think about it, man. You know, Jason Momoa is lucky. Jason Momoa is incredibly lucky that James Wan was there, that this movie had already been established, and that, I'm blanking on the one dude's name, but the other guy that came in, Walter Hamada. He's lucky that Walter Hamada came in. So Jason Momoa, incredibly lucky. Ezra Miller, probably gone from the DCEU forever. Guy that plays Cyborg, gone forever. Henry Cavill, maybe gone forever. Ben Affleck, maybe gone forever. How much of that can you lay at the feet of Kevin Tsujihara? I would say quite a bit. So screw you, Kevin Tsujihara. Get out of my face. I think Gamora is coming back to life in Endgame. I remember when Gunn said years ago that Guardians of the Galaxy 3 would focus more on Gamora. Yeah, no, I think she's coming back too, man. I definitely do, which is kind of weird, right? But yeah, I think that's what's going down. Gary Emmanuel coming in hot with the super chat, $5. Thank you so much, man. Can they save Thanos for a redemption arc in future movies? And then Dingo Gaming, I see yours too. We'll get to that in just a second. Can they save Thanos for redemption in an arc in future movies? I don't want Thanos to be redeemed, but yeah, potentially. But like, look, the one thing I would think they need to save Thanos for, he's not necessarily a villain or a hero. So let's put it into this perspective, from the psychological perspective. If he gets out of this situation and they undo the snap, and perhaps he even realizes that maybe the snap was not the right way to go, you know, he's still going to be power hungry. He's still going to think that he knows best. He's still going to be a warlord. But like, what is he really pushing for? Like, he has to sort of reinvent himself. And I would be really curious as to what does a character like that do after this next movie if their whole mission in life is ended. The one redeeming thing about him is he does seem to really love Gamora. Right? So he does seem to really love Gamora. And he's not necessarily bloodthirsty either, because he doesn't kill everyone he sees. You know, he could have done a lot more damage. So I don't necessarily want him to be redeemed, but perhaps evolved, changed, to grow, to reinvent himself as a character. And ultimately what I really want is for him to face down with some other crazy villains in the future of the MCU. So if we do a Secret Wars down the line, if there's an Infinity Watch, if we have to go fight Marvel in the Cancerverse or something like that, it would be cool to see Thanos fighting with the Avengers. But it's like the anti-hero thing. The reason that works is because they're still kind of a villain. Like, he could betray them at any moment. So I don't really want him to be redeemed. But thank you, Gary, for the question. Now, Dingo Gaming with the $2 super chat coming in hot. Who do I want the next big bad to be? It's really easy for me. I want Doctor Doom to be elevated and to play a big role. I want Norman Osborn to be elevated and play a big role. I wouldn't mind if the Red Skull was messing around and doing some stuff, but that would be my decisions. I think we need to go Dark Reign. I think you need to go Dark Avengers. And there's a lot of rumors that is what we're going to get. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. That's what I would like. 1064 is the address behind Scott Lang. The issues 10 Mortis attack the Avengers headquarters and the Masters of Evil Cap is sent back in time. That's very interesting, bro. I had no idea. That's pretty cool. Could be a coincidence. Could be also just a little tease, or you could be absolutely right. They could be sort of setting that up. Daniel Farley coming in hot with the €5 super chat. Maybe that's what that is. Yeah, I think so. What would you love to see in Endgame? For me, I want to see Thanos use the Power Stone against Hulk and for him to absorb its power and turn into World Breaker Hulk. That would be really cool, man. That would be very, very sweet. I think in general, one of the things I'm missing in the Hulk, in the MCU, is why isn't he getting bigger? Why isn't he getting stronger when he gets more angry? Because that's like the thing. Like, the thing in the comics is that the Hulk just will always get more powerful. He'll literally always get stronger. The more angry he gets, the stronger he gets. And so, is it possible that we get a World Breaker Hulk? Maybe, but I do feel like they've overdone Hulk versus the Avengers. In my opinion, they've sort of overdone that. But what do I personally want to see? I want to see Captain America and Iron Man reconcile their differences and do their thing. Cap's the soldier. He needs to lead. He needs to be very decisive. He needs to have their game plan, give them hope, motivate them, bring that Cap stuff. Tony needs to build. He needs to get back in that cave metaphorically and get himself out of that cave, just like we saw in the trailer. So, like, crazy cool armor, man. Like, all the quantum suits, I believe, were all built by Tony. His new nanotech, the Mark 85. I want to see Tony doing his thing. So those are the main things that I'm looking forward to in Endgame the most. Other than that, I would really like Eternity to show up, and a big battle with Eternity I think would be really, really cool as well. Jess coming in hot with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Chances Cap will wield a restored Mjolnir in Endgame. Was the party scene in Age of Ultron a setup? I think it would be super satisfying to see. Yes, so Jess, that is actually in, and Dingo, thank you for that additional super chat there. So that is actually something that was in the original plot leak. So the OG plot leak states that Captain America will wield Mjolnir. That's something they do due to the quantum realm. It's going to shift time around, mess things up so that Mjolnir is back. and Captain America would wield Mjolnir. Now, I'm a huge fan of this. I think it would be an amazing thing to give to the character of Captain America before he signs off. If he is indeed done, it would be absolutely amazing if he is wielding Mjolnir and just a shield in one hand, Mjolnir in the other, and he's just, dude, I mean, like, freaking blow my mind. You know what I mean? Like, freaking blow my mind. In fact, add that to the other thing that I just was talking about. Let's get Cap wielding Mjolnir. That's what I want now in Endgame, now that we're mentioning it. Thanks, Dingo. Thank you so much, man. Have a good day. Hell no, laugh out loud. Rhodey is nowhere near as entertaining as Iron Man. He's just a copycat with hand-me-down tech from Tony. But Rhodey is War Machine already. Why change that? Oh, you mean like who would take over for Iron Man? I don't think anybody's taken over for Iron Man. I don't think so. I don't think there will ever be another Iron Man in the MCU. If Tony is done, there's no more Iron Man. You know? Could you have other characters maybe doing some Iron Man stuff? Like, could you have like an Ironheart? Maybe. Sure. If there is an Ironheart, I hope it's like Shuri. But even then, it's like, why would she be Ironheart? There's just as good of, if not better, tech in Wakanda. Like the Wakanda tech and the Black Panther suits are practically as advanced as Iron Man. They're just different. You know what I mean? Like, they're just different. So I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, executive producer Al Schuler is in the building. What's going on, Al? How you doing, my brother? At work, but I'm in here. That's the thing. You know what I've been thinking about? Total side note here, guys, because I'm really trying to figure out the Twitch a little bit more. So, like, to do some really, really nice Twitch streaming with you guys, doing some gaming, really set up some cool entertainment. And I'm starting to really believe that the best time to do this is during the day when everybody's at work. You know what I mean? Because you can kind of put it on in the background, hang out with us a little bit while you're getting some work done. I think the best way to be streaming is to be doing it while people are at work. So that's what I might start aiming for, is like 1 p.m. Stream times. Go from like 1 to 3, 1 to 4. That's kind of what I'm thinking. The Sovereign has Warlock. There is no way for them to get the Soul Stone. Yeah, the whole Soul Stone Warlock thing, that's comics. That's comics only. It's not going to be in the MCU. I listen a lot while driving at work. Armando says, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I assume you mean at work or whatever. Do that schedule for sure. See you later, Josh. Thanks, man. You have a good day too. Yeah, that might be the way that we're going. Ultimately, I'd love to do the show, the Nerdy News Rundown, earlier in the day. So, like, imagine the NNR dropping to you at like 9 a.m. or like 10 a.m. And then like 1 p.m. We get going. You know what I mean? Like, we're either on Twitch or maybe like we do a fan chat here and then we go right into a Twitch stream. So it's like, you know, you want to hang out, you want to talk some Avengers stuff, but we can talk Avengers in Twitch too. You know what I mean? So it's whatever. Maverick Pilgrim says, with the $1.99 super chat, chances of Hela returning to the MCU. I don't know about that. I mean, it's interesting. Perhaps, if anything, she could return in Endgame. So if anything, she could return in Endgame if things are weird. You know what I mean? Like that might be the way to do it. I don't know. I love Kate Blanchett. I thought she was incredible in the role. But I don't necessarily need Hela back. You know what I mean? So I don't necessarily need her back. And I feel like her coming back causes a lot of problems. I mean, she's literally so strong that they had to destroy Asgard to destroy her. You know what I mean? Early is good, but then it might interrupt John Campea. Second Street Marvel. I thought about doing a show. It just as like a meme called "The Better Than the John Campea Show." It's gonna literally call it the Better Than John Campea Show. Hey guys, it's me, Josh. Welcome back to the Better Than the John Campea Show. How's everybody doing today? Hope you like being at the show that's better than the John Campea Show. But the only problem is we'd actually have to have a show better than the John Campea Show to make that show work. So maybe someday we can figure that out. Oh, false advertising. Oh, Oh, and Chia, shots fired. How you gonna do that to me on a Monday? Come on. Can Odin come back as an Eternal? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know about that. Hella actress is so hot. You're not wrong. You guys can pull that off. Alex Beck says. Nah, no need to compete. Second Street Marvel says. Trust me, your show is better than Campia. It's just different strokes for different folks, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, Campia's full of himself, but he deserves it. You know what I mean? Like he's pioneered. I actually think he deserves more subscribers than he has. What is he at? He's like 130 or something like that. I mean, the numbers that he does. Yeah, Skip and Tosh. The thing about so here's the thing. John and I have actually had slight beef in the past, and I don't really talk about it. But John and I have had slight beef in the past. He literally commented on one of my videos back in the day, like trying to discredit it, and then he said in another one of his videos that I was like one of these guys that just was like, I don't know how he described it, but one of my buddies told me about it. They were like, yeah, Campy was like kind of talking shit about you right now. And I was like, yeah, it's whatever. So I don't really mind. I think John's great. I've been watching John for years. If I ever saw him in real life, which actually I have at Star Wars Celebration, I'd say what's up. And just, I'd love to do some content with him. You know what I mean? What's up with Thanos' voice in the Endgame trailer? I'm not sure what you're referring to. What you mean? What you mean, man? Yeah, we can get to his level of production for sure. And there's a lot of stuff. I mean, this is a big year for us, and we've been doing great. Like, things are great for us. Look, I'm so grateful. Things are great. But yeah, we're going to tighten up things. We're going to tighten up the production, tighten up the editing. I'm moving soon, and I'm going to have I have like a 6 to 9 month plan to do some really cool stuff towards the end of the year and get us in a really good spot here. DRGNF8 coming in hot with the super chat. $9.99. Could they bring in Mistress Death for another arc for Thanos, and will they bring that into different phases? You know what? That's actually really interesting. So that could potentially be a way for them to go with that character. So as we were just talking about, it's like, okay, so what does he do? His whole world is sort of crumbled. The snap is undone. He'll ultimately be defeated. And what does he do? Is he just going to go after the Infinity Stones again? Like, is that going to be the thing? Where it's like, hey, that pesky Thanos going after them stones again, I don't think that's cool. Like, so maybe they do. Maybe they do introduce Mistress Death. Maybe he becomes obsessed with her. Maybe it's a totally different thing. That'd be kind of cool. I'd be into that. And that could totally be Hela, as Maverick Pilgrim points out. Yeah, dude, Hela's so strong. She could be a different Avengers villain for sure. What if Black Widow's hair is misdirection? It's possible. What if she has a wig on? Do you know what I mean? Like, I thought about that, but the only problem is then why is the blonde in her hair? You know what I mean? It's like, why is that blonde in her hair? If that's not really, like, if she had the wig on and I could see it and then she's got the red, but it's like, why does she have the blonde then at the bottom of her hair? Ricardo coming in hot, $5 super chat. There's no question in there. But go ahead and put one in there if you want to, man. Or if you're just supporting, thank you. Could Black Widow movie help set the table for mutants entry into the MCU? Possible, but I kind of get the feeling that the Black Widow movie might be a flashback movie, that it might take place in like the 80s or the 90s. Ricardo says just supporting, dude. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. So maybe I'm actually really looking forward to the Black Widow movie. Look, I'm not trying to throw shade. I'm definitely not trying to throw shade, but I think it'll be way better than Captain Marvel. Look, just for the simple reason that like Carol, or rather Brie, was sort of new to that role. They did some really weird stuff with her character in that movie. I didn't really care for it too much. I'm more excited to see Widow, who I know Scarlett Johansson lives and breathes this role. She's been doing it for so long. I'm super excited to see what she can bring to the table. I think it's going to be awesome. And by the way, very excited to see what the Russo brothers do with Carol. Like, and I've said this before. And it is not to throw shade at these other directors, but the Russo brothers are a special talent. It's insane. It's insane. that what they are able to do with these characters. So I am so excited to see the Russo brothers version of Carol. I guarantee you, unless you're one of those people that just hate for the sake of hate, by the end of Avengers Endgame, you will like the Carol Danvers character. You will probably walk out of that movie being like, damn, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I'm excited to see Carol Danvers in charge of the Avengers. I'm excited to see Carol leading the team. You know what I mean? Like, because that's the thing. If they don't do that, then they failed. And the Russo brothers don't fail. It ain't happening. I think Coulson should come back and be like Nick Fury. This gives the Avengers some enthusiasm. That's fair. I'd love Coulson to come back. I think Greg Clark's great. I think that would be awesome. The screenwriters also deserve credit, Neil says. 100%. Those screenwriters definitely deserve credit. You know, I'm interested, though. Did Marcus and McFeely write all of their movies? Or was it just Endgame and Infinity War? Did Marcus and McFeely write Civil War? And did Marcus and McFeely write Winter Soldier? I don't think so. What do you think about the scene in the new trailer where Nebula and Tony are back on Earth? I think they come back to Earth super, super fast. What mic am I using? I'm using this mic. At least I should be. I'm going to be upset if I'm not. Yeah, we're on this mic. What kind of question is that? Using the mic that's right in my face. They did Cap, First Avenger also. Did they really? Interesting. Well, then, yeah, they deserve a mountain of credit. They deserve a mountain of credit. Who do you think the greater threat is? There's no greater threat! Barbara, look, I'm really sorry to yell at you like that. But there's no greater threat. Now, what that toy was referring to could be something that happens in the film, but there's no greater threat, in my opinion. Unless, like, it's something, like, ancillary. Like, it's not another villain. It could potentially be something that happens because of what they're doing to Thanos. But, yeah, that greater threat thing, yeah, sorry about your ears. R.I.P. headphone wearers. But, man, like, that greater threat thing just triggers me. You know what I mean? Like... And the idea also that, you know what, I'll be fair. So the idea that Thanos is not the main villain is absurd to me. It's absolutely absurd. But there was one video that Everything Always did. There's like among like 20 videos that he did that were absolute shit. He did actually one that was pretty decent that talked about how Thanos could not be the main villain. And I actually thought that it was a great video and he made some really good points. And it still ain't true. And it still ain't true. The greater threat stuff will be climate change to pander to leftists. Wouldn't that be amazing? Wouldn't that be amazing? And instead of like the Avengers, it's like, it's Bernie Sanders here. Wouldn't that be amazing? So, Josh, when you are wrong, you'll say, I was wrong. Yeah, for sure. Look, if I'm wrong. All right, let's do this. You guys lean in. Lean in. Yo, are you with me? Wake up. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. Pay attention. Listen to what's going on here. Oh, Branch Ranch, you're ruining my moment. But thank you for the super chat. I'll get to that in just a second. Lean in here, guys. Lean in. Come here. Check this out. This is what's going to happen in Endgame. These characters are going to there's going to be a lot of stuff that happens before the credits even run. It's going to move really, really quick. Then you're going to get them deciding to actually do something about this. Then the credits are going to run. Okay? They're going to do something in space. I don't think they're going to attack Thanos on Titan 2. I do not think they're going to attack Thanos on Titan 2, but I do think they'll be going around possibly recruiting people, meeting with other people, planning to go attack Thanos on Titan 2 towards the end of the movie. Okay? Then I believe the plan will be to use the quantum realm to go to parallel universes to get the stones either through copying them or stealing them out of time. Okay? They will then attack Thanos utilizing the stones. They will sort of beat Thanos in a way, but all they're really going to do is reset to the Battle of Wakanda. They will reset to the Battle of Wakanda. They'll have their whole... So basically, there'll be two main fights that happen in the movie. There'll be a huge fight where they actually do all fight Thanos on Titan 2 with a gauntlet, and they will essentially get whooped. Okay? It still won't be enough. They'll lose. Okay? And then after that, Thanos will fight Eternity, relinquish the gauntlet, someone will pick it up, and reset to the Battle of Wakanda, perhaps Captain America, and he'll die. They'll all go back to the Battle of Wakanda. Battle of Wakanda Part 2, and then that's it. Okay? And if that doesn't happen, I will say I'm wrong. But if you are here in this chat and you go see Endgame and you remember my stupid voice telling you these things that just happened, you come back to this channel and you apologize to me for ever questioning my ability as a prognosticator. Okay, let's get into this. Branch Ranch says with the $4.99 super chat, thank you so much. I think she will be killed or wounded in the first fight with Thanos, taking her out the majority of the film. Plot this, Loki, Heimdall, and Gamora. That'd be interesting, man. Look, she can get powered down. That's totally fine. She can get powered down. That's fine. I don't think she necessarily needs to get powered down. You know what I really want? I really want them to introduce more powerful people. I don't want them to power her down. I want them to kind of keep anteing it out. Hayes, what's up? I'm shouting you out. I don't know. I'm feeling very, I don't even know. I'm feeling funky. So here's a little shout out for Hayes. But look, I don't want them to sort of power down. I want Sentry in here. I want Hercules. I want the Red Hulk. I want more powerful people. I want Hyperion. You know what I mean? Like, let's go. I don't want less power. I want more power. I want it to get to the point where people are like, remember when Carol was the most powerful? Remember that? She went Super Saiyan and she was destroying all those ships? And we were like, oh, no. Well, I guess just aim her at everything. Yeah, except aim her at Sentry, and I'm pretty sure Sentry, like, owns her. Sentry, that's, you want, and World War Hulk, you know what I mean? We were talking about that earlier, but yeah, like, let's go. I want some of that kind of stuff. And Howard the Duck. You damn right, Howard the Duck. You damn right. Josh, do you think that they will include scenes of the Soul World in Endgame? Yeah, I do. And I don't know if it'll be just scenes with him and Gamora or something beyond that, but yeah, there'll be some Soul World stuff. I get that, but just showing up and beating Thanos is not bringing anybody. The Infinity Stones are the kind you can't just copy them like paper. They have to undo the snap. Yeah, so here's what I think will happen, Mr. J. I'm actually starting to really like this theory of the copying of the stones. And it's not that they're going to literally recreate copies of them. It's that they'll sort of do this trick with like quantum entanglement. And the stones will still exist in the parallel universe, but also exist in our universe at the same time. Much like the Ghost character. So Ghost in Ant-Man and the Wasp was literally, she kept teleporting to a million like different universes all at the same time. She was like all over here. And so what I think might happen is they do a version of that with the stones. And so they copy the stones, but what it really is like making that stone exist in all of the realities all at once. And the reason I really like this a lot is because it sort of fundamentally breaks reality, and that would be a reason for A, the cosmic entities to show up, or B, the Beyonders to be like, hey, this experiment that is life and the universe, we're ending this. And so that is ultimately where I think we'll go into the next phase towards Secret Wars. Cough, cough. The Infinity Stones cannot work like that. Says who? Why not? So Tony, Cap, Black Widow, Hawkeye, all too underpowered for the future of the MCU? Not necessarily, man. Not necessarily. Like, remember, in Dark Avengers, you had a team with Wolverine. You had a team with the Sentry. You had a team with the Iron Patriot. And then there was a Hawkeye. You know what I mean? Like, there was still a Hawkeye, you know? You can find ways to make these characters work. And I think, like, you already have that disparity of power with Hawkeye and the Hulk. You know what I mean? Why are they on the same team? So, no, I don't think that you necessarily need to go, everybody's super powered. But yeah, there should be some super powerful people. And one of the cool things, too, is like, okay, so I'm remembering this scene in Avengers vs. X-Men where Peter Parker is getting stomped, like freaking stomped by, I believe, Magic and Pietro. No, it was Magic and Colossus. Magic and Colossus with the Phoenix Force. With the freaking Phoenix Force. And they are busting in Spider-Man, just pounding him. And he's joking the whole time. And he's just like, literally like he's about to die and all this. You know what I mean? But he's distracting them. He's distracting them. And the willpower and the strength of him to even survive against two Phoenix Force power level mutants. And he accomplishes the goal by distracting them. And so there's always moments for heroes to be heroes, no matter what their power level is. But, you know, the flip side of that is that I'm like, but I want to see some powerful mofos. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see some very powerful stuff. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. When do you think the ticket sales will start? Maybe late this week, early next week is my best guess. Avengers vs. X-Men or AVX movies, like, just mind-blowing, dude. Like, I can't even believe, like, guys, we're so lucky. We're living in, like, a nerdy paradise. And when I started this channel 2 years ago, I remember, it was, like, almost 3 years ago now, I was like, look, there's a lot of cool nerdy stuff happening. Star Wars just came back. Dragon Ball just came back. Marvel's crushing it right now. You know what I mean? Like, dude, this is really cool. We have elevated to a whole new level. A whole new level. First of all, another Dragon Ball anime is coming back. Star Wars Episode 9, we're probably getting Old Republic. We get the Fallen Order Jedi game coming out later. Everything in video games right now is out of control. DC's finally turned the corner in their movies. The Avengers it's just ridiculous what the MCU is doing. Like, guys, we're living in like a nerdy, it's not even real. Like, someone pinch me. Like, we're in nerdy heaven here. Maverick Pilgrim coming in hot. The super chat. When will Namor be introduced? Doctor Strange number 2? I mean, that'd be pretty cool. Or even Black Panther number 2, right? So Black Panther maybe. Namor could be. I don't know. I like the Namor character. Maybe even in the Fantastic Four. I mean, he has roots in the Fantastic Four, and so there could be potentially room to bring Namor in with the Fantastic Four. So maybe there. Doctor Strange 2, very possible. I know you're probably referring to the Scott Derrickson thing. So Scott Derrickson had a post, I believe it was on Twitter, that sort of teased. Yes, exactly. He teased Namor and Doctor Strange. And so a lot of people, because he deleted that tweet, assume that maybe that's the way it's going to go. Could totally be. That'd be kind of cool. What if Doctor Strange 2 is him investigating the mutant phenomenon? You know what I mean? Because technically, Namor is a mutant. Hey, I found in the cast and crew that there's someone that plays 70s car girl number 1 as well as 1970s scientist with lab worker. There's your proof that it's going to be time travel. Technically, that's not proof, although that has been on the table for a long time. People have talked about that. Ulrich. But it's technically not proof. It could be flashbacks. So, could be flashbacks. Under 30%, we get a Fantastic Four cameo in the Endgame post-credit scenes. Under 30? Under 30, but my hope for it is at 1 million. They say April 2nd? Okay. Maybe. There are 7 stones. Are you referring to the Ego Stone? Because that's not a real thing. I'm dying to see Thanos in this trailer if we get one. Yeah, are they ever going to show Thanos in the marketing? Should they? Should they throw Thanos? Guys, do you realize all the characters that James Gunn is going to have at his disposal now for Guardians of the Galaxy 3? Because we could get some Silver Surfer action. Get all the old Guardians back. Super Scrolls now. Damn! Al says he's cool with no Thanos. He is technically on the poster. That's true. Do you think cosmic entities will be in Endgame, not as a threat, but just showing up? Yeah, actually, I do, Seth. Yeah. And actually, me and Mr. Al Schuler have been working on a pretty big video. I'm going to do a little more editing on it today. It should drop in the next couple of days. It literally talks about all of the best theories, and a lot of them having to do with the main things that people talk about, and the cosmic entities is one of them. And so I address that in great detail in that video. So make sure you are subscribed so you get that video when it comes out. How do you think they'll bring mutants and or Inhumans to the MCU? And do you think it's weird that they haven't set up Illuminati before the Infinity Arc? It's not necessarily weird that they haven't set up the Illuminati. It's probably just like a priorities thing. But I would love, I really hope that they go Illuminati. And I also think that a possible version where you sort of marry the idea of the Infinity Watch and the Illuminati together would be where the members of the Illuminati get stones, right? That'd be pretty cool. So that's what I think about that. And as far as the Inhumans and the mutants, I'm a fan of the theory that the undoing of the snap might create mutations in people. It doesn't necessarily have to be that way. Could just be a totally natural thing. So I'm a fan either way that they do it. Now, I think that Feige, I'm very interested. I'm very interested in what Feige does because, we've seen the origin of the X-Men a lot, but have we really recently seen the origin of the X-Men? Would it bother you? Let's find out. Let's find out in the chat right now. Would it bother you guys if we did another origin for the X-Men in the MCU? Or do you want them to sort of be an established team? Do you want us to just introduce the mutants around it and then have them together? What do you guys think? Yeah, Al, I dig it. I get it. Reboot the right way? Nope, I would love to see it established. Another origin. So technically Captain Marvel's the first Avenger, not Captain America. Maybe, I guess. Be an establishing team. But you know what they should do? This is what Feige should do. He should do Jean, Beast with no hair, Angel, and Cyclops. Was there one more on the original team that I'm missing? I don't know, but he should do the old school where they literally do a new version of the Savage Land, when they do their first mission when they go into the Savage Land and fight Magneto. Oh, is Iceman? I believe so. Yeah, I believe you're right. Nope, Logan came later. Yeah, so that would be cool. I would like that, a version of that where they go into the Savage Land and fight Magneto. The Brotherhood of Mutants. That'd be really cool. Wolverine in Canada with the Vindicator and introduce Alpha Flight. Yo, what if they do Alpha Flight before X-Men? And the reason I'm saying this is because that's a total Feige thing to do. That's a total Feige thing. The Guardians of the Galaxy were C-list, dude. You know what I mean? Alpha Flight's arguably D-list. And, you do some Alpha Flight, that would be really cool. Yeah. And give them their comic book costumes. I agree. Thank you for your reliable content. Well, thank you for checking it out, man. Otherwise, I'd just be speaking into a camera if it wasn't for you guys. Will they recast the X-Men? I think they're going to recast the X-Men. What do you guys think? You think they're recasting? I think that's a 90%, everybody's pretty damn sure they're recasting, right? Oh, and what do you guys think of this? Have you heard this whole bullcrap story that people at Fox are saying that the Disney Fox deal is hurting Avengers, or rather X-Men Dark Phoenix? Have you heard about this? You hear about this? Have you heard about this? Huh? Did you guys hear about this? I do not want to see Jennifer Lawrence ever again. Clarissa says. Oh, that's hilarious. That's funny. Yeah, so some people have heard about this. That is talk about loser mentality, man. Jeez. The film that was supposed to come out a year ago that you pushed off, that you've done reshoots on like 3 or 4 different times, all of a sudden in a 4 to 5 year process, a deal that happened like 16 months ago is now hurting your movie? GTFO, you whiny babies. No, you don't know you can't make a good film. That's the truth. Your movies hurt because you suck. And there have been great X-Men movies, and I like these characters. I ultimately really like what we've gotten with the X-Men, but for the people at Fox to do that is like, ugh. I mean, is it hurting the film? For sure. But for a studio to come out and be like, that's what's going on? No. You guys, no. The reason you're even losing your IP in the very first place is because you don't know how to build a cohesive shared universe. You don't know how to continuously connect with audiences. You don't know how to evolve properly. Logan's amazing, though. But that's not really, it's kind of the X-Men universe. It's kind of not. You know, Logan is James Mangold and Hugh Jackman working together for that many films. Because the thing is, like, you go back and you're like, okay, well, Wolverine Origins is a crap movie. Yeah, it is. It's a dumpster fire. What was the other one he did? The Wolverine, where he's like with the samurai. That movie's okay, but kind of garbage too. Like, to be honest with you, it's kind of garbage. But what that means is that's the third movie James Mangold and who's the writer director, James Mangold and Hugh have worked together for 3 movies. Guys, sometimes it takes a little time. Like, a lot of people they look at Captain Marvel and they're like, it's kind of shaky. It's like, yeah, but it takes a little time, dude. Like, ultimately, that's why I think it was such a smart idea to put Black Panther and Spider-Man in Civil War. The reason that is really smart, and that they probably should have done that with Carol, is because you get to, like, as an actor, when you get into that character, and by the way, like, Tom Holland and RDJ had a very special connection on set, and RDJ spent a lot of time with this guy, like, making sure that scene was like spot on in Civil War, and making sure that they really clicked together. Guys, Spider-Man Homecoming would not have been as good if those 2 actors did not have the established chemistry, if Tom Holland had not been established in Civil War, worked with the Russo brothers, worked with all of these other actors, understood his role a little bit more. It's going to be the same thing with Carol. It's just the same thing, man. Like, and if that's what happened with Logan. Like, Hugh Jackman had been in this role forever. This director is sort of, figuring this out. It took the 3rd movie, 3 movies, so we get Logan. I don't think you get the quality of Logan that we got without Wolverine Origins and The Wolverine. That's what I think. Why can't Deadpool just use Cable's time travel device to undo the snap? It's all the Marvel Universe. Because that would be lame. And also, come on, you know that's not true. They're not in the same universe. Deadpool won't be the first introduced into the MCU, but it'll be the easiest for him to be introduced to the MCU because of the fourth wall stuff. So because of the fourth wall stuff, hell yeah, it's going to be super easy and funny for us as the audience to see Deadpool in there. I mean, he talked about, like, the McAvoy stuff. He makes fun of that, like, the X-Men franchise and their inability to get their canon right. He's going to rip into the MCU and the Fox universe, and that's going to be fun. What about the Inhumans? The series did not do it justice, Willie. Willie, I never watched a single frame of the Inhumans series other than the trailers. That show is probably the worst thing that ever happened to the MCU. And that guy, the showrunner for that show, man, I'm blanking on his name, but he did Iron Fist Season 1. So this guy did back-to-back. This guy basically back-to-back ruined 2 of my favorite characters in the MCU. This freaking guy, man, comes in. Scott Buck. Kevin Tsujihara and Scott Buck, put him on a life raft and send him out to sea. Get him out of here! Scott Buck was like, "Hey, Josh, you really like the Immortal Iron Fist? Oh, okay, yeah, let's ruin that character for you." Oh, hey, Josh, you like the Inhumans a lot. Oh, Black Bolt, King Black Bolt's one of your favorite characters. Holy crap! Oh, you really like ruined them forever. You're gonna shave the head off of Medusa? What? Oh my goodness! Holy crap! Scott Buck, frickin' Scott Buck. Like I think that's a thing in Inuit cultures where they take their elders and they put them on a big piece of ice and let them drift off into the water. That's what the Inuits do, like up in Alaska and Canada and stuff. We need a version of that for like nerd culture. And like Kevin Tsujihara and Scott Buck are like, oh, but we're not that old. It's like, just take a seat on the iceberg here. Just give you a little push. What if Daniel Radcliffe will play the MCU Wolverine? Philip Edwards, thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Maybe Daniel Radcliffe. I mean, dude, Daniel Radcliffe is killing it lately. I don't see him as Wolverine, but he's been killing it lately. Like I've seen so many like good indie things that he's been in the past couple of years. Horns was great. Swiss Army Man was like hilarious and ridiculous. He was in something else really good too that I'm blanking on. He's too tiny. He's too tiny. We just got to put on some size, man. You know what I mean? Get the creatine cycle going. Do you think we'll ever get Darkseid? I assume you mean in the DC universe. Yeah. But like that's a low priority for them. Strangely, DC has to put enough distance between Justice League for people to give a crap when they do another team movie. So they need to put enough time between Justice League for people to be like, oh my God, they are actually teaming up again. This is cool. I'm excited. Yeah, Ulrich, that's a very good question. So what about Gamora? You said that they were going to bring back the Battle of Wakanda, but Gamora died before that. So how could she come back? I really don't know, my friend. But yeah, I do think she's going to come back, but it's possibly going to be separate from what happens in when them resettling the Battle of Wakanda. I think it's going to be totally separate. That one I'm really tricky on. I mean, half of me kind of thinks it could be a character thing for Thanos where he's like, he regrets his decision completely and sort of relinquishes the Soul Stone back. Maybe if the Soul Stone is like broken, you know what I mean? If it's Gauntlet versus Gauntlet and like some of the stones get destroyed, maybe she just automatically comes back. Maybe there's a way to get her back because all of the other characters were put into the soul world after the snap and, you know, something quantum realm, blah, blah, blah explanation. Yeah. Could Red Skull bring her back? I don't know about that. I don't know what capacity Red Skull has and powers and things like that. You know what I mean? I really don't. But guys, I'm probably going to get out of here in the next couple of minutes. I'll do just a couple more questions. We're back to normal tomorrow. The Nerdy News Rundown should be coming out earlier in the day. And then maybe we'll do another fan chat tomorrow as well. We're going to be doing a lot of fan chats as we head towards towards Endgame. Like, holy crap, do we have a lot to talk about. There's a lot of stuff to nerd out about when it comes to Avengers Endgame. Yep. Yeah, he's free, but I think they also said that he's kind of still like a ghost. That he's kind of still like ethereal. Josh, will Galactus be in the MCU after Endgame? I really hope so. Wayne White, amen. I'd love for them to do Galactus properly. I think that he will be coming. I mean, he's too big of a villain not to. He's too much of an iconic person not to. But I don't know. It's a tricky thing to bring up, you know? I don't know what movie that will be in or whatever, but yeah, I'd love to see Silver Surfer and Galactus brought into the MCU rather. I don't think in Endgame though. Maybe the Soul Stone is the only thing keeping Thanos alive, and he died in Infinity War. That's possible. Some people think he did die. A lot of people say he expected to die. Chances of Peter Parker making a Black Widow joke because of spiders, that would be amazing. Definitely would be a fan of that. I'm really interested in Carol Danvers and Peter together because Carol, like, I mean, hopefully if she gets her memories back, right? Like, has all these 90s and old school kind of stuff. It would be cool if that was sort of joked about with Peter. Seth Tinker coming in hot with the 199 super chat. Had fun on the stream. Glad I joined. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, these streams are super fun. You know, we're just hanging out, just casually, just talking about what's going on. Clarissa, I'm not saying that I'm shipping them. I'm saying I want to see them have a conversation. Jeez. Captain America doesn't die. I got proof. No, you don't. No, you don't. Star-Lord and Captain Marvel would be awesome. There's actually a hilarious theory that when Star-Lord says that there was this Kree girl that like gave him a scar, that was actually Carol. That would be kind of funny. What time are the fan chats? They're totally random. I like to usually I drop information on like the Twitter or the community tab. If you subscribe and hit the bell, it should notify you. And then also check our Twitter out. Just follow us on Twitter and all that. Yeah, I could do with Captain America holding up Stormbreaker as well. That would be dope. But I don't think Stormbreaker has like Stormbreaker is. You just have to be strong. You don't have to be worthy. Like, part of the thing with Mjolnir is, like, you have to be worthy. And that's why it's so dope that Cap picks it up. Gotta run, says Scooter. See you later, Scooter. Have a good day, Scooter. Yeah, exactly, Clarissa. Exactly. That would be awesome. Thank you guys for doing this great chat with me. You guys are amazing. Honestly, the support is mind-blowing to me. You guys are amazing, and we're building something really cool here. Lots of cool content coming to you for the rest of the week, including this really dope Avengers video I've been working on. And the Nerdy News Rundown coming back at you tomorrow. Sorry about missing it today, but I figured this fan chat could help make up for some of that. Yeah, you guys are amazing. I'll see you guys really soon. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.